Howdy peeps, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at kit review time. Yay, Sharpie's bought new kits. First of all, we have the new tool, as I think from last year, maybe the year before, I forget these things. The Tamiya Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1 in 1/48 flavour, and I've heard good things about it. Well, it's Tamiya. I enjoyed their new tool BF109 immensely, so I thought we'd give this one a look. Especially as it comes with some options and some bits you don't normally see in a Tamiya kit. So let's dig straight in and have a look. Now, first thing we'll notice is I've thought about this. And I've already taken everything out of the bags so you don't hear the annoying rustling noises or the delays as I actually sit here and take everything out of the bags. So we'll start with the first sprue, which is fuselage halves. Too small a pointy pokey thing. Mini Arcdushka, too small. UMP sanding stick, perfect size pokey thing. I shall zoom this in a little more, as the detail on these is really rather fine and delicate. So we start with the two fuselage halves. Very fine in fact. Recessed panel lines. Raised, not rivet, but the Zeus fastener detail. I believe there's a slight step. Yep, there is. The slight step is there, moulded in for the fuel tank cover. And that all looks rather tasty. Have the, I believe, fuselage sidewalls that slot in. Make life a bit easier for engineering side and the build side. Same level of detail on the outside of them. Fiddly greebly bits. The undercarriage is all moulded in, or the main front undercarriage is all moulded as one piece. Check we're in shot, we are, which should make alignment a lot easier. We have the wheel well internals. Again, nice detail, some lovely little rivets on the inside of those. And I'm not sure if they're a different style of fuselage sidewall or whether one's canopy open, one's canopy closed. But we have another set. Equal levels of detail. Can't complain with either. Both look very nice. More bits of, I'm guessing, undercarriage bays, and then scoops, etc. for the underside. Well, let's have a look on this side. See. Oh, make sure we're actually in shot. That might help. I've just figured out some of the last bits weren't in shot. Never mind. So we have the insides of the cockpit or fuselage extra sidewall parts. The ejector pins look either off the part, or if they're on it, very shallow and probably in places you're never going to see. I've got a feeling the seat runs up about there, so they're going to be behind the seat framing. Similar, some nice detail on the inside parts. Nothing too over the top, but I believe there's a fair bit to be added. And yeah, copyright Tamiya 2018 on the sprue. So there. Ooh. And the next sprue we pull out is, along with most of the dinky diddly internally type parts, fuselagey bits, you know what I mean. So I believe we've got different, are they different stuff? No, so we've got the rear former, the front former part where the seat etc. attaches to. Both look very nice. various greebly levers and throttles and all sorts for inside, all looking very good. Oxygen tanks, they're oxygen, you know, they're going to look like oxygen tanks, a surprise. It's all typical Tamiya quality. Seat looks rather nice, so remember to mould the flare rack in. I'm assuming that's the seat sides, not rudders, tailplanes, wingtips, what is that? Yeah, tailplanes, wingtips, rudder. Yes, I'm going to get the names of some of the bits wrong because I haven't built planes very much recently, or built very much recently. So some of these things aren't exactly fresh in the memory, so they may get called flappy bits, wobbly bits, or who knows. Tail wheel. More internal detail parts. I believe that is the base of the cockpit. Wheels. What I believe is probably the it's going to be the undercarriage or gear base. Pilot figure with a separate head. Actually looks very nicely moulded. I think this is one where we may well paint the pilot figure up and stick him in there. You know, just because we can, because painting figures is good fun. And not as complex as it sometimes gets made out to be. So yeah, they were actually the other side of the wheels. Again, as on the first sprue, any ejector pin marks are in places they don't matter. And they're all shallow anyway. We have a baby ladybird crawling across the cutting mat. Pilot appears to have been disemboweled at some point. Oh, little ladybird, come and say hello. You'll see it coming from the top about here-ish. Now, next sprue. Oh, there we go. Is it in shot? Yeah, there it is, crawling across the live at the bench. Sticker, and we just cover it up with the wings. So, main wing sections. Again, very finely detailed, small rivet detail. And this stuff is so fine you can barely hear it when you run your finger across it, but it is very crisp. As I say, it doesn't appear to be any flash, no short shots, no mismolds or sink marks. All looks very good to me. The flappy bits, they do sound good. The exhausts, prop, blah blah blah, more bits for the landing gear bay, instrument panel, nicely moulded. Possibly do that one by hand with paint rather than a decal if there is one. And parts of the scoops underneath, control stick, rudder pedals. And there is some internal detailing on the what will be the cockpit floor, although you'll never see it, and inside the gear bays. So very nice indeed. That is all the grey plastic. And the one bit I've left in the bag because we'll do it, because it's just common sense to do, is the clear parts. Being Tamiya, they are very clear, very crisp, very clean. You're going to get some lensing and distortion as you go around the corners of the canopies, but you know, that's how clear stuff works at this scale. So yeah, they're all looking very good too. No idea which variant or flavour I'm going to build, but you know, we shall see. Get a couple of yeah, can't remember what they're called. and the bag of interesting bits. Now, again, I'll keep this bag and keep these in here. Start out first with the decal sheet, which looks suspiciously like an Airfix decal sheet, if you ask me, except it says Tamiya on it. So I'm guessing these are going to be cartograph decals. And yep, all crisp clean, in register. Not too much of a shine. There's no shine on the decals really. The shine is more off the backing paper. It doesn't appear to be overly huge amounts to go on there. Just looking, we've got 3 little ones for the instrument panel, so that might actually be doable and work. As I sometimes find with an instrument panel, if you get one large decal for the entire panel, if you line it up in the middle, by the time it's sunk and conformed to everything, by the time you get to the edges, it's all gone and it misses. So sometimes you need to chop them up anyway. So there we go. So decals look good. We have holes in those roundels for, I'm guessing, some of the bumps that go on the underside of the wings, perhaps. We shall soon find out. As I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm no expert when it comes to these things. It could have some massive technical glaring error. I ain't gonna notice, because it's a Spitfire. It looks like a Spitfire. That's good enough for me. Ooh, now we get the, if we can even get it out of the bag. Actually rather thin Tamiya photo etch. Get the belts and buckles, radiator covers, several of the bit that goes behind the pilot's head on the headrest. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, one of them days. Gun sight. I believe that may be the compass mount. I think that goes around the tail. And judging by the fact they're curved like that, I'm guessing they're part of the gearbase. But yes, there we go. That's those. All looks very nice and usable. Again, we'll pop that back in with the cardboard to keep it straight, not get bent. Get bent. I hate you, butler. And we have the cockpit masks, which I'll probably completely forget about and do it by hand because it's easier and quicker. And these, which cheeks, I have had a look through, obviously. These are, I think they're calling profile stickers. So basically where you'd have a piece of slightly raised metal work on the airframe, these stick on and give you that effect, a bit like the stick-on Zimmerit. So you'll see how they go, see how useful they are. They do look like a couple might be mirrored in the photo etch, so we'll see how we go with those. But it's something new to try and always worth a go. Under a decent coat of primer and paint, etc., it should be perfect. Now we'll get another couple of bits in here. First thing I saw, which was quite cool, a sheet of Tamiya tech tips, just general advice on helping to build your model kit. How to build it, how to glue it, how to test fit it, how to remove chrome, and basic painting guide. There is a plastic model technique guide, and there is a Japanese language version only, which is a bit of a sod. And as Tamiya do seems to be doing lately, we have the colour callouts. We have 3 different flavours of Spitfire here. So we have 610 Squadron Battle of Britain 1940, which I think is the box art one, is it? Yep, Dwok, as I want to call it, in the standard brown and green with the sky underside. Applying stencils for first, preparing at page 11 and 12, then apply the decals. So I'm guessing there's decals that go over the stencils, or vice versa. We shall see when we look at the instructions. And on the other side is one from 65 Squadron 1939, pre-World War II. That's cool. And 19 Squadron from Operation Dynamo 1940, which has the black, white and sky underside. And it actually says right there, these are scaled illustrations, copy at 128% for actual model size. So if you wanted to make your mask sets off of these, bingo. Which I'm guessing means that this one is full size. So technically you could just trace that and then cut out the masks. That's quite clever. That's good. Then we get the usual background information in several different languages. I say several. It looks like English, German and French, as well as Japanese. Looking up to see how we're going time wise, and I'm going to zoom us out a little, hopefully not catch my legs in shot, as that's the last thing anyone wants to see. Quite an extensive colour call out, but nothing you wouldn't expect from a RAF plane. Most of these are going to be because there's a dot of red on something, or a dot of titanium gold on something, or copper or whatever. Showing you the three different options there are, A, B and C. So if you decide you're going to do this certain one, then obviously follow those steps throughout the instructions, where it says look here, B and C do this for. Part, for version A you don't. Yep, as I thought, we've got the inserts going into the cockpit, or the cockpit sidewalls as it were, I suppose, inserting into the fuselage halves. Cockpit tub, for want of a better word. We do have, that's what the curvy bits were, was it? A9. Yep, it's the rudder pedals or foot straps. It says don't put them in when you're putting a pilot in, so I'm guessing his feet don't fit through them. He's probably got about size 18 feet. The instrument panel all going together with the three separate decals, so that will work well, especially as they've not moulded the instruments overly thick or deep. Yes, seat going together, going in with the attaching seat harness with pilot. So you can do, is that a different one with or without the pilot then? Attaching seat harness without pilot. A3 or... Yep, so we do get different actual harnesses whether we got pilot in or not. Colour call outs of the pilot, sticking in, blah blah blah. Fuselage goes together, exhausts go in, nosy bits go in, taily bits go in, cut them bits off, drill them bits out, stick the wings together with the gear bays in. Stick the wings on the fuselage, stick the ratty bits under the wings, stick the undercarriage on. Nothing seriously of note that I've spotted yet. canopy, so you can have it with the door down or the door up and the canopy closed or the canopy open. Spinner going together, poly cap, that's what they're called. So it's just the one for the spinner. That's alright. Considering I'm just going to glue it in place anyway. And yes, they call them moulding stickers. So where do they go? They go on the sides of the fuselage, at the bottom of the fuel tank cover, and for the knockout panels on the cockpit. So that's cool. Different versions of antenna. Stencil data. Not a huge amount of those. And there we go. So, for me anyway, relatively rapidly looked through the new, the newest tool, Tamiya Spitfire in 1/48 flavour. Looks to be a very good little kit, and I shall be probably getting it on the bench fairly shortish. Won't be a video build. Already done one of those for a Spitfire. I think that may have been an Edward one, but I can't remember. Anyway, let me straighten up so I don't give everyone OCD massively. So, thank you for watching. If you like the video, click like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below if you've got anything to add, subtract, whatever, questions, and hit the notification bell to be told when I upload more stuff. But anyway, enjoy your hobby, have fun, peace out, rock on, bye bye.